Schalk Burger predicts Dave Rennie will reshape the All Blacks core but warns of limited patience in New Zealand. Former Springboks flanker Schalk Burger believes New Zealand national rugby union team head coach Dave Rennie will bring significant changes to the core of the squad as he attempts to revive the team's fortunes. However, Burger also cautioned that the intense expectations surrounding the All Blacks mean Rennie will have little margin for error. Rennie has been handed one of the most demanding roles in international rugby after New Zealand Rugby decided that the team was not progressing as required under former coach Scott Robertson. With the next Rugby World Cup looming on the horizon, the new head coach faces the enormous challenge of quickly reshaping the squad and restoring confidence in a side that has faced increasing scrutiny in recent seasons. According to Burger, Rennie has the experience and temperament to handle the role, but the timeline for delivering results will be extremely tight. Rennie tasked with reviving the All Blacks. The appointment of Rennie marks another chapter in the evolving leadership of the All Blacks. Once considered the dominant force in world rugby, the New Zealand side has recently experienced inconsistent performances that raised concerns among supporters and administrators. New Zealand Rugby ultimately decided to move on from Robertson, despite the former Crusaders coach having a strong reputation in the game. The governing body believed the national team needed a fresh direction to ensure they remain competitive at the highest level ahead of the next World Cup cycle. Rennie arrives with a strong coaching pedigree. During his time with the Chiefs, he guided the franchise to consecutive Super Rugby titles and built a reputation for developing disciplined, resilient teams. His coaching resume was further enhanced during his stint with the Glasgow Warriors, where he helped the Scottish club become a consistent challenger in European competitions. Burger, who faced Glasgow sides coached by Rennie during his own playing career, believes the New Zealanders' coaching philosophy aligns well with what the All Blacks need. He's old school, Burger said during an appearance on the Verdict podcast. He is a hard taskmaster. I think it's a good fit for the All Blacks. He's not got a lot of time, but I think he's got the mentality where he can change the team around quickly. A painful ending with the Wallabies. Despite his impressive credentials, Rennie's most recent international role ended in disappointment. He was dismissed as head coach of the Australia national rugby union team before the 2023 Rugby World Cup after a difficult period that saw inconsistent results. His departure came when Rugby Australia opted to appoint Eddie Jones as his replacement in the hope that the experienced coach could spark a turnaround ahead of the tournament. One of the matches that continues to haunt Rennie's tenure in Australia occurred during the 2022 edition of the Bledisloe Cup. In the opening match of that series, the Wallabies were within touching distance of a historic victory over New Zealand. Australia held a 3-point lead late in the game and had just been awarded a penalty inside their own 22-meter area. However, referee officials ruled that fly half Bernard Foley had taken too long to kick for touch, interpreting it as time wasting. The decision resulted in New Zealand receiving a scrum instead of Australia clearing their lines. From that set piece, the All Blacks launched an attack that ultimately ended with a dramatic match-winning try scored by Barrett. Burger believes that moment changed the trajectory of Rennie's career with the Wallabies. Dave Rennie was about 15 seconds away from winning the Bledisloe before he got fired, Burger said. If it wasn't for that moment, he might have ended Australia's long wait to win the Bledisloe Cup. The narrow defeat ultimately became symbolic of the challenges Rennie faced in Australia, where results often failed to reflect the progress his teams showed in performance and structure. The importance of the coaching team. Another key factor in determining Rennie's success will be the composition of his coaching staff. Former Springboks captain Jean de Villiers believes that judging the new All Blacks coach prematurely would be unfair until his full support team has been confirmed. High-performance rugby programs depend heavily on collaboration between specialist coaches, and de Villiers emphasized that assistants can play a critical role in shaping the team's identity. I think he is a disciplinarian, de Villiers said of Rennie. But it's very difficult to judge him in isolation when we don't know who the assistant coaches are. Reports have suggested that former All Blacks captain Tana Umaga could join Rennie's staff, while only one member of Robertson's previous coaching group is expected to remain. For de Villiers, the most crucial appointment will be the attack coach. The All Blacks have traditionally built their success on creative and dynamic attacking rugby, but that identity appeared less consistent in recent seasons. An attack coach who understands the players' natural instincts and style will therefore be essential to ensuring the team regains its attacking fluidity. The Tony Brown factor. De Villiers also pointed out that coaching partnerships can significantly influence leadership appointments. Prior to Rennie's selection, many observers believed that Jamie Joseph was the leading candidate for the job. One of the key reasons for that perception was the possibility of Joseph bringing renowned attack specialist Tony Brown with him as part of a coaching package. That's why everybody initially talked about Jamie Joseph, de Villiers explained. Because it would have been Jamie Joseph and Tony Brown together. Without that pre-existing partnership, Rennie now faces the challenge of assembling a coaching group that shares his vision and can quickly implement a clear playing style that in elite rugby environments. Alignment between the head coach and assistants is vital. Differences in tactical approach or communication can disrupt preparation and performance, particularly when time is limited. A tough test schedule ahead. The urgency of Rennie's mission is heightened by the demanding schedule awaiting the All Blacks this season. Burger noted that a series of high-profile matches will immediately test the new coach's ability to reshape the squad. Among the most significant challenges will be multiple tests against the reigning world champions, the South Africa national rugby union team. Facing the Springboks 4 times in a single season will provide a clear measure of the All Blacks' progress under Rennie's leadership. South Africa's physical style and tactical discipline have caused problems for New Zealand in recent years, making those clashes an important benchmark. Burger suggested that those matches will reveal which players form the backbone of Rennie's squad moving forward. They'll probably give you a greater indication of what your player core looks like, he said. Another intriguing question concerns whether Rennie might recall New Zealand players currently competing in Japan's professional league. Many experienced internationals have moved overseas in recent years, and their potential return could influence selection decisions. A shake-up of the squad. Rennie himself has hinted that his first squad selection will prioritize current form rather than past reputation. Having spent nearly a decade coaching outside New Zealand, he has stated that he has no loyalties to any particular players. Burger believes this approach will inevitably lead to a reshaping of the All Blacks core group. Every coach has their own ideas, Burger said. The core of the team will change a little bit. However, he warned that the expectations surrounding the All Blacks remain unforgiving. Even respected coaches have struggled to maintain public support when results do not match the country's high standards. Key positions that need attention beyond overall squad changes. Burger identified several specific areas where Rennie must strengthen the team. One of the biggest concerns lies in the second row. The All Blacks have traditionally relied on dominant locking partnerships to provide physicality at the set piece and leadership around the field. Burger believes that position has lacked consistency in recent seasons. What does your locking partnership look like? He asked. That's one area where they were a little bit weaker. The crucial fly half and inside center axis. Perhaps the most significant tactical issue for Rennie revolves around the playmaking partnership between fly half and inside center. Burger highlighted that the relationship between the number 10 and number 12 jerseys often dictates the rhythm and structure of a team's attacking game.